Eminem, the great white hope. White rappers had zero respect in rap. Let's keep that 1,000 wow. When you talking about this hip hop shit that I can't live without, I can live without that.
Feuds in rap come and go as the culture keeps flipping, but sometimes even people who once moved like real friends end up turning into straight up rivals. And when legends fall out, the whole game freezes to watch what's about to happen. One of the wildest, most unexpected clashes to shake the scene from late 2020 into early 2021 was the tension between Snoop Dogg and Eminem. These two aren't just big names, they're anchors in hip hop. And for years, they were seen rocking with the same squad, showing respect and moving in the same circles. So when the world suddenly found out they weren't cool anymore, fans were confused, shocked, and scrambling to figure out what really went down. But now it looks like the storm has calmed, at least on the surface, and things seem smoother between them. With that in mind, let's dig into how this whole mess even kicked off. How did two artists who were usually chilled out with each other end up in a full-on disagreement? Here's the twist. Eminem wasn't even the one who lit the fuse. The spark actually came from Snoop Dogg during a conversation about the rap industry, the greats, and who really deserves those top-tier spots. And right in the middle of that conversation, the whole energy flipped. Snoop has been in the rap game for decades, so he's loaded with strong opinions about who truly earned legendary status and how the culture should remember certain artists. When he pulled up to the Breakfast Club, he started by breaking down Dr. Dre's journey from his NWA days to building Death Row Records to becoming one of the most respected producers hip-hop has ever seen. And he wasn't exaggerating either. Dre is an icon in every lane he touches. He crafted classic beats, shaped entire albums, and even built those famous headphones that turned him into a major business heavyweight. His legacy stays massive, and even with a couple bumps along the road, nobody can deny the footprint he left on the culture. Then Snoop switched gears and started talking about how Dre's eye for talent helped introduce the world to some of the biggest rap voices across the map. And he brought up Eminem as a perfect example, someone Dre helped launch straight into superstar territory. Snoop didn't hold back when he brought up Eminem. He said straight up, the great white hope, and added that white rappers used to get zero respect in rap. Let's keep that one though. And then he doubled down with another bold take, saying Dre basically placed Eminem in a spot where the public would see him as a top-tier rapper.
What did Snoop do that made you put this line in this song?
Well, a couple of months ago, he was doing an interview with the Breakfast Club. Somehow my name got brought up, and he was saying things about, I'm not in his top 10, and everything he said, by the way, was fine, like up to a point. When he I've never said, like him saying that I'm not in his top 10 because there's some rappers from the 90s that I can't fuck with. Him saying Dre made the best version of me, absolutely. Why would I have a problem with that? Would I be here without Dre? Fuck no.
He said, Dre has probably put Eminem in the position where he would be considered one of the top 10 rappers ever. I don't think so, but the game feels like that. And that comment had people talking non-stop. Snoop kept going, saying Eminem is absolutely a top-tier lyricist, no debate there. But he also claimed a big part of M reaching that level came from being under Dr. Dre's wing. He said Dre helped M unlock the strongest version of himself, which made it sound like Eminem's success was tied directly to Dre's guidance. On the surface, that hit like a heavy diss, especially since Eminem has dropped plenty of chart-topping singles and massive albums without Dre being involved. But even with the sting in those words, there was a little truth mixed in. Eminem later admitted that Snoop wasn't completely wrong about how much Dre shaped his come-up, and that honesty caught a lot of people off guard. But Snoop didn't slow down at all. He kept the conversation rolling and got even more blunt. This whole thing started because Snoop was asked about his personal top 10 rappers and where everyone ranked in his lineup. So if Eminem wasn't cracking Snoop Dogg's top 10, people naturally wanted to know who did make the cut in Snoop's eyes. And Snoop was more than ready to break it down on the Breakfast Club.
opinion, so how could I be mad at that? I wasn't mad about the opinion. It was after that. It was, you know, that the very last statement was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, damn, dog. Like, really? But, you know, I said what I said. I addressed it. I felt like what I said what I needed to say.
He said there were rappers from the 80s that, in his view, Eminem just couldn't match. He named legends like Raheem, Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, LL Cool J, and Ice Cube. Then he dropped a line that had fans buzzing, saying, "But when you're talking about this hip-hop that I can't live without, I can live without that." That one line set the internet on fire instantly. That one statement ripped through the internet like a shockwave. Snoop dropped some rough truths right at Eminem's feet and didn't hold anything back, but at the same time, he still made it clear that he and M were brothers in that OG rapper way, and in their world, that type of bond matters. But for Eminem, that wasn't even the real problem. This wasn't about some top 10 list, or even the claim that Dre shaped his career as Slim Shady. What really hit M was how Snoop said it. The tone, the attitude, that sharp edge behind the opinion. M felt that disrespect loud and clear, so he fired back in the only way he does best. If you've been paying attention to Eminem over the last few years, you already know he's been dropping albums stacked with messages, bars, and direct shots at anyone who decided to poke at him. And when he released Side B of Music to Be Murdered By, he didn't hold back one bit. He called out a whole lineup of names, some friendly, some not, just to make sure everybody heard the smoke he had waiting. And in the final verse of Zeus, a track packed with shout-outs and pointed references, Eminem mentioned Snoop and seemed to send a quiet but clear answer to those comments Snoop made about his legacy. He rapped, "I'm diplomatic, 'cause I'm trying to be. Last thing I need is Snoop Dogg and me." And that bar grabbed attention instantly because everybody could tell he wasn't just rhyming, he was responding. Eminem didn't hold back when he followed it up with, "Man, dog, he was like a damn god to me. Man, not really, I had dog backwards." That one hit hard. It was M's way of saying he once looked at Snoop like a legend, but now he saw him as just a dog, a sharp flip meant to sting. Yeah, it was harsh, no question, but with the frustration M was carrying at that moment, it made sense why he pushed it that far. So, how did Snoop react? At first, he didn't jump in with bars. Instead, he went straight to Instagram and dropped a few cryptic posts that had everybody talking. One message said that people who don't communicate end up thinking everything is an argument, sounding like a slick shot at M. Snoop also posted about how folks get mad when you speak the truth, hinting again that he didn't regret a single thing he said and felt he was standing on solid ground. So it was clear he wasn't backing down at all. And when interviewers circled back and asked him about the situation again, the tension started heating up all over. After Zeus dropped, fans wanted to know if Eminem's bar was really just about Snoop's tone, or if something deeper was simmering underneath the surface. People were watching every move, waiting to see if M had a deeper reason for firing that shot. Eminem kept saying the real issue was Snoop's tone, the way he brushed him off like M didn't deserve the respect he spent decades earning. Then things got even messier. When an Instagram account asked if Snoop planned on responding to Eminem's track, Snoop jumped straight into the comments and wrote, "Pray I don't answer that soft 00." That landed heavy. Being called soft is one of the last things any rapper ever wants tied to their name, and Snoop telling M to pray he doesn't respond made the whole situation feel way more serious. It showed Snoop felt confident, maybe even ready to take it there if he needed to. And if you imagine what a full-on clash between these two icons would have looked like, you'd picture something straight out of the old-school rap wars, 50 Cent versus Ja Rule, or even Eminem versus MGK, where every track gets sharper, uglier, and more calculated than the last. That type of showdown isn't just about bars. It's about making the other artist regret even stepping into the ring. But here's the twist. Yeah, Eminem's been dropping new music, but not all of it has hit the level fans expect from him. Side B had flashes of that classic M with tough verses and sharp jabs, but some parts left listeners feeling like it didn't fully land. Still, that didn't automatically put Snoop in the lead. Just because M wasn't at peak form didn't mean Snoop was guaranteed to walk all over him. A clash between them would have been unpredictable, wild, and intense, if it ever turned into a full battle. And people forget, Snoop hasn't been fully locked into music for a while now. He's been deep in Hollywood, hosting shows, making big appearances, and even launching the Go Big Show. So while he's always ready to throw a slick comment at Slim Shady online, stepping into a full-on music war with Eminem might not even be where his head is right now. A back and forth on social media could have popped off, but that's not how real gangsters move, as some say. And truth be told, neither of them really wanted to drag it that far. Luckily, it looks like the storm finally passed. Eminem's new music gave fans the update they'd been waiting for. The two rap legends had officially buried the tension and got back to being cool again. Months after all that public friction, M used the Killer remix with Jack Harlow and Cordae to let everyone know he and Snoop talked everything out behind the scenes. Eminem confirmed the energy was good again when he addressed it straight through his lyrics on the remix. He said, "Just called Snoop and I talked to him. We all cool, Dre, me and the dog. Good, and Doc, we got you." That line hit huge because it showed the feud wasn't just fading away. It was done, resolved, and handled privately like real pros. Fans were relieved seeing two icons finally back on steady ground. M wrapped it up on his end, and Snoop backed it up by reposting the track on his Instagram stories, showing he was fully co-signing the peace between them. And Snoop made it clear he was locked in for performing at the next Super Bowl halftime show, a lineup that looked like a rap version of the Avengers with Dr. Dre, Kendrick Lamar, 50 Cent, and Eminem all hitting the same stage. A squad like that is rare, and seeing them unite at the biggest show in the country was set to be a historic moment. But the real highlight here is the squash beef. It speaks volumes that Eminem chose music, their original battleground, to close the gap between them. These two aren't just legends, they're OGs who lived through every era of rap and watched the culture shift right under their feet. They understand how the game moves. They know loyalty matters, respect matters, and unity among the top dogs matters even more. Behind the scenes, there's a real tug of war happening over where rap is headed. On one side, the OGs are fighting to keep lyrical rap alive, bars, storytelling, real craft. On the other side, the newer waves are pulling the genre towards styles built on vibes and trends, with simpler lyrics and a totally different energy. Snoop and Eminem staying united matters because their presence still shapes the culture in a major way. They carry history, experience, and influence. And right now, the rap world needs that kind of strength. Both Snoop and Slim Shady have been loud about not rocking with mumble-style rap, at least not the way it's often presented today. Since they're on the same page with that, they knew they had to move past this small feud and lock back in on pushing the culture forward instead of letting drama slow them down. Now that the tension is gone, they can finally focus on lifting the game the way OGs are supposed to. You've probably heard people talk about a changing of the guard in music, where older artists get replaced by newer ones who fit whatever trend is hot. That's why some genres faded out over time, like folk or disco. But with rap, that's not what's happening at all. The old guard isn't being pushed out by something stronger. The culture is expanding, evolving, and branching into new lanes without erasing what came before. OGs, like Snoop and Eminem, still carry major weight because their style, history, and influence continue to hit hard in this culture. And at the end of the day, this whole saga between them showed one thing. Yeah, even giants stumble, but real legends stand back up together. Hip-hop keeps moving because its pillars stay solid, not because they tear each other apart. If you're rocking with breakdowns that peel back the curtain, expose the real story, and tap into the true energy behind the culture, then you're exactly where you need to be. Make sure you subscribe to Dripzine, drop a like, share this video, leave a comment, and help the channel grow by hitting that Hype This Video button. Thank you.